something that stood out to Kevin and I both when we were reading was that in verse 2 it says, "Behold, I have dreamed a dream, in which the Lord hath commanded me that thou and thy brethren shall return to Jerusalem." I just want to make a little quick connection back to last week when I talked about dwelling in a tent. I'm pretty sure he got this revelation dwelling in his tent, right? Or dreaming a dream. And dream is a way of revelation. And if you look at the footnote, I believe, it says, well, in dream. What was the footnote? We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, and if you see the footnote, it says vision.
Interesting. I can't find it. But those are important. I think that dreams, they're a way that we can be warned about things to come. They're a way that we can be told things to do or that we need to change. And when you have a dream, I mean, most of the time, the dreams don't really mean anything, but you'll know when a dream means something because it's not your normal dream, right? It's something, you feel it in your soul, really, that it's something different. So I've had experiences where I've had warnings, I've had premonitions, like, hey, this is going to happen, and then it happens, and I'm not as taken back by it because I was actually told in a dream.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have any favorite general authorities, but one apostle in this dispensation whom I really connected with a lot of his counsel and wisdom was Elder Richard G. Scott. And he talked a lot about receiving revelation and best practices to receive revelation and continue to receive revelation after you've received revelation. Because I can guarantee you that if Lehi had that first vision where he saw a pillar of fire and received the commandment to preach repentance to the people of Jerusalem, and he went back and was chilling on his couch in the land of his inheritance, and he didn't do those things, he wouldn't have received any more revelation. He may have received a reprimand. An angel could have come and visited him again, but for most of us who are not called to be prophets, when we receive revelation, we have to act on said revelation, or we may experience a spiritual drought or famine.
Yeah, I think the Lord's just really trying to see how much he can trust you, right?
Yes. So when you receive a dream, or you have a dream, and you feel that there was something in the dream which meant more than just a wild nighttime fantasy, I would encourage you to record it. Have a notepad and pen nearby on your nightstand or your phone if it's nearby, and just record those thoughts before you go back to sleep. The same thing as if you're in a sacrament meeting or in a meeting, a church meeting of any kind. Have a pen and paper, and that way if something comes to your mind, you can put it down, and you can use a little bit of kinetic learning. Shelby, you had something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I've had the experience of keeping a pen and a paper by my nightstand and it working. Because here's what happened. I'd wake up, I'd write it down, and then I'd go to sleep, and I'd wake up in the morning, and I thought, oh yeah, I forgot that happened, right? But it had something to do with the missionary work that we needed to do. And then I had nights where I'd go to bed, and I was too tired to wake up and write what had just happened because it was pretty intricate. And then I wake up the next morning, and I forgot. Like, I don't remember what it was. And I lost out on that revelation. So I think that there's obviously the gift of dreams. There's a lot of things that we can talk about dreams. And most of the time, our dreams really don't mean much. They are just dreaming. You can get into that psychologically. But there are times that you'll know when it's more than a dream, especially when you're seeking revelation constantly. You're gonna be able to know. And so Lehi, in this instance, he dreamed that dream because he's looking about where they need to go next, because they've left Jerusalem, and he's like, all right, where am I going? He's in that mode to receive revelation.